Hello software people, that's Medhat Sabry, welcome you again to Techstamina. In this V-tip or video tip, and I hope you are familiar now with the Techstamina lingo, I'm going to discuss a very intricate situation or question, which is, can we deliver untested or even partially tested software applications? Can that happen under any pressures, be that intrinsic or extrinsic to the organization, any pressures of any magnitude? That is the question. Mind you, this is not a hypothetical question, because in today's world, it's not bizarre actually to find a customer who is insanely trying to tighten his schedule and hasten the delivery, and it's not also bizarre to find a provider who is stumbling in the process somewhere because maybe of some elusive requirements gathering, which tends to be at the end some kind of an elusive estimate and project schedule, or maybe stumbling even somewhere in the process itself. So we are not in front of any hypothetical question or situation, and these things happen. Now, what to do? Before jumping to any answers to this question, I would like actually to shed some light on the key to the resolution. And this is a concept in systems engineering. I hope you know about it, and if you don't know about it, I will recall it for you or just explain it for you now in a couple of minutes. And the concept is the technical debt. Technical debt. As you can see, it's a metaphor. Like in financials, the technical debt is some costly decision that you take during the software development process, which will cost you some quality or some complications or some side effects over time. And like in financials, the debts, the money compounds. Same thing happens in software development. The longer you leave it there, the more complex the resolution becomes, until we reach a situation actually when fixing these things becomes extremely costly or even in sometimes impossible. A case which they call, again in systems engineering, technical bankruptcy. By the way, the technical debt has 4 types depending where it happens. Design debts, coding debts, testing debts, and even documentation debts. So these are the categories of software debts. System engineering people consider testing debts as inappropriately designed tests, or incompletely covering tests of inappropriate design or incomplete coverage. So they consider that the testing debt. What about no testing at all? I'm assuring you that a whole civilization of computer science and systems engineering has been invented so far for ages to prevent and stop that situation from happening. So, if the testing debt in that case is that big, that opens another question. There is a debt and someone has to pay it. Who pays for that? Who pays for the dinner? It's the one who ordered it. So here comes the resolution. If we find ourselves in front of a situation like this, someone who is calling for this to happen, for the delivery without testing to happen, has to commit for that. And he has to sign off the situation formally and clearly that he wants this situation to happen. And in doing that, this is a kind of a disclaimer for the rest of the people in the project who are not in agreement to do that, of course, because this is not a professional thing to do, and this is not one of the rules or the ethics of this profession, to deliver something without testing, or partially tested, incompletely tested. So this is a kind of the disclaimer to the rest of the team, people who are not responsible for it, taking off any kind of burdens of their shoulders in the project. And this is how it should go in a situation like that. Now I see a gentleman now jumping up and saying, well, in some business conditions we have to accept that in order to meet a deadline or actually save a business opportunity. Oh my God, my dear friend, are you saving a business opportunity in that way? Are you winning? You think yourself winning in that way? I don't think so. Because if you deliver that way, I don't think there will be another chance with the same customer. Even if he is the one who pushed you, or distressed you actually to do so. Plus, if you have the capability to make a delivery that way, I would say you are not doing business. You are just playing politics. And there is a difference between business and politics, and when it comes to software business, software must be delivered clean, period. To wrap it up, I think I was flexible enough to find a way out of that intricate situation by introducing to you that there is a technical debt there, a testing debt, and it must be taken up by someone. This is a moral thing. He doesn't have to pay money, of course. I don't talk about punishments here. That's not my subject. So I mean that morally, technically, professionally, there is somebody that has to take up that. Before I end, I must mention something which is very important. This is not an invitation to team disintegrity or disintegration of a team. I mean, why? Because such a claim, such a disclaim, I mean, is not an invitation for the team of anybody to withdraw. After we do that, every effort that can be done to save such a miserable situation, however, should be done by anyone on the team. That's what I mean by a disclaimer of responsibility, nothing more, nothing less. That is my VTip. Thank you very much for coming and watching, and I hope I see you in further VTips, videos and articles in Techstamina.